Litigation funding, also known as legal financing or lawsuit loans, offers crucial cash to plaintiffs and law firms during ongoing lawsuits. Unlike traditional loans, this funding is non-recourse, meaning repayment only occurs if the case is won. So, how does litigation funding work? A third-party investor, like Alliance Litigation Funding, provides cash up front to plaintiffs or attorneys in exchange for a portion of the future settlement or judgment. This means that if a personal injury plaintiff needs $50,000 for medical bills while waiting for a settlement, a litigation funder can advance that money, which is repaid only if the case is successful. There are different types of litigation funding available. Plaintiff funding is designed for individuals with pending lawsuits, such as personal injury or employment disputes. This funding can cover living expenses, medical bills, and legal costs. Law firm funding helps attorneys manage case costs, including expert witnesses and court fees, and is often utilized by contingency fee firms. Commercial litigation funding is available for businesses involved in high-stakes lawsuits, such as breach of contract or intellectual property disputes, with funding amounts ranging from $100,000 to over $10 million. Who qualifies for litigation funding? The best candidates typically have strong liability evidence, high potential damages, usually over $100,000, and experienced legal representation. Common cases that receive funding include personal injury claims, employment law disputes, commercial disputes, and intellectual property cases. However, frivolous lawsuits, small claims under $50,000, and criminal cases rarely qualify. What about costs? Fees for litigation funding usually range from 5% to 40% annually, depending on factors like case risk, expected duration, and the funding amount. For example, if a plaintiff receives a $100,000 advance for a case expected to last 2 years with a 30% annual fee, the total repayment could amount to $160,000. A pro tip? Some funders offer flat fees instead of compounding interest, so it's wise to compare terms before making a decision. There are pros and cons to consider. The advantages include no repayment risk if the case is lost, fast access to cash, often within days, and the ability to level the playing field against well-funded opponents. On the downside, high costs can significantly reduce the final payout. Not all cases qualify for funding, and regulations can vary by state. Applying for litigation funding involves a straightforward process. First, submit case details, either online or through an attorney. Next, funders will conduct a case review, assessing the merit within 24 to 48 hours. After that, an offer letter will outline the terms, fees, and funding amount. Once the agreement is signed, funds can be received via direct deposit or check. It's advisable to work with an experienced funder, like Alliance Litigation Funding, to ensure transparent terms. Frequently asked questions often arise about litigation funding. One common question is whether it's considered a loan. The answer is no. Litigation funding is non-recourse, meaning repayment is only required if the case is won. Another question is whether attorneys approve of this funding. Most attorneys support it, as it helps clients avoid settling for lowball offers early in the process. Lastly, many wonder how quickly funding can be obtained. Some companies, including Alliance, can approve cases within 24 hours after reviewing the necessary documents. In conclusion, litigation funding can be a valuable resource for those with strong cases who need financial support. It provides risk-free capital to pursue maximum compensation. For those interested, the next steps are simple. Apply for pre-approval with no obligation or call Alliance Litigation Funding at 609-314-0439 for more information. With the right funding, plaintiffs can focus on their cases without the stress of financial burdens, allowing them to fight for the justice they deserve. So let Alliance Litigation stand by your side